Hey, this is Billy Hofacker, and I'm here to tell you about one of the qualities that separates the good athletes from the great athletes, and that is rotational power. You don't always hear so much about it, but it really is a game changer. Any sport, doesn't matter if you're doing striking sports, if you're hitting a ball, tennis, football, any sport involves that rotation, and you need to have some power behind that. What is power? Power is just combining some strength with some speed, and there are different ways to train for that. But what I'm going to talk about today, first, is finding out where you're at right now. What kind of rotational power do you have? A good way to do that is with a rotational medicine ball throw. Right here I'm using a 10-pounder. You want to choose a weight that makes sense for you and your size and your strength and power. You want to be able to put some speed behind it, but it also shouldn't be too light. So that's somewhat arbitrary depending on your situation. So for the rotational power test, one easy way to do it is you do a side throw for distance. So what you're going to do is you're going to just find some open space, position yourself sideways. You're going to put one hand under the ball and one hand behind the ball, making a little L shape here with my hands. Start the ball on one side of my hip. That's what rotational power is, right? It's coming from one side to the other. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. I'm going to try to keep the ball in a straight line, and I'm going to throw the ball as far as I can in a straight line from one hip across my body. So, and then you would obviously just measure the distance where the ball goes or where the ball lands. And as you develop your power, you should be able to improve that distance. So before you even start working on your rotational power, you do want to measure yourself so you can see your progress, but also you want to make sure you're ready to handle some of these advanced exercises. So when you're rotating, it's almost like there's a band connecting from one shoulder to the opposite hip, and you're coming across. So we need to train that way. But you also want to make sure first that you can stabilize yourself in that position. So if you can't do a plank and hold it for a decent amount of time, you're probably not ready to do some of these advanced medicine ball throws. So you all know how to do a plank. You get down, elbows and toes, and you hold it out. If you can't do this, this is where you would start to just develop some stability. Once you can do this, you want to start being able to take a limb away and being able to stabilize in that position. So what I would do here is I would lift one arm up and do a shoulder tap, holding this position. And you want to do that on both sides. So it's not that easy, so that's a good place to start. You also want to do the same thing from the other side with your belly facing up. So if you have suspension trainers, like a TRX, you do the same kind of thing here. You want to get a good angle and be able to hold yourself in position and resist the ability or the urge to rotate this way and extend back, keeping yourself up there, obviously on both sides. So once you get all that going, you're ready to move on, you can start doing some more advanced exercises like this rotational throw here. So up against the wall with my jam ball, same position. Side on, I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to use this leg here, this way, here, and from one hip across the body. So you can do sets of 8. I like to do 2 sets of 8, and think of it when you're doing your sports, you want to make it somewhat similar so that it transfers. And it's like a whip. That hip, it's like a bull whip. It starts here and it comes across. So try it out, add it to your training, see if it helps. Let me know. Post some comments. Let me know some other ideas you have and how it's working for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.